Did you know that mosquitoes are responsible for killing more people than any other animal on Earth? Yes, even more than snakes, spiders, and humans themselves. So it's time to learn all about these tiny insects that cause so much death and destruction. In this episode of Animal Logic, we'll be answering some of the biggest questions about mosquitoes. For example, how do they find their victims in the dark? Why do they prefer certain people over others? What do they do with their blood? And how can you avoid being bitten by one? By uncovering the secrets of these flying fiends, you'll gain valuable insight into what makes them so successful at spreading disease, and hopefully learn how to protect yourself against their bites. It is estimated that mosquitoes have been around for about 170 million years, which is just one reason why they've become such a massive problem for us humans. We always having to deal with these annoying insects that seem to be everywhere during the summer months. But despite how pesky they might be, it's worth remembering that mosquitoes play an important role in our ecosystem. They are a vital food source for many animals and contribute to pollination as well. However, they also carry with them a dangerous threat. Every year, mosquitoes are responsible for over 700,000 deaths worldwide. And this is mostly due to the fact that they spread diseases like malaria, dengue, and Zika. These illnesses can be devastating for those who contract them and are a major cause of death in many parts of the world. It's important to understand how these diseases are transmitted, so that we can take steps to prevent them from spreading. The first step in understanding how mosquitoes spread disease is learning about their life cycle. All mosquitoes go through 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Eggs are laid in water or moist environments and hatch into larvae, also known as wigglers. The larvae feed on organic matter in the water and grow until they reach the pupal stage. During the pupal stage, the mosquito transforms into its adult form and is ready to fly away. Adults typically live for 2 to 3 weeks, during which time they will mate and lay eggs, starting the cycle anew. Now let's talk about why mosquitoes bite humans. You may have heard that only female mosquitoes drink blood, but why do they need it? Well, it turns out that blood provides the protein and iron that females need to produce eggs. And this is where things get really scary. As a mosquito sucks your blood, it injects saliva into your skin. This saliva contains proteins that prevent your blood from clotting, allowing the mosquito to feed without being detected. But it also contains other compounds that can trigger an allergic reaction in some people. This reaction causes the itchy bumps that we all know and love. Or maybe I'm the only one who loves them. But the real danger comes when a mosquito carrying a disease bites you. At this point, the virus or bacteria enters your bloodstream through the mosquito saliva and makes its way to your lymph nodes. There it begins to multiply and eventually makes you very sick. Depending on the disease, you could experience symptoms like a fever, headache, muscle pain, nausea, and even bleeding. Now, let's look at how to protect yourself from mosquito bites. First and foremost, wear long-sleeve clothing when outdoors. This helps to reduce the amount of exposed skin, making it harder for mosquitoes to find you. Additionally, use insect repellent containing DEET or picaridin, as these chemicals have been proven effective at repelling mosquitoes. Finally, be aware of peak mosquito hours. Since mosquitoes are most active at dawn and dusk, try to limit your outdoor activities during these times if possible. But wait, there's more to mosquitoes than meets the eye. Did you know that each species has its own unique way of finding food and avoiding predators? For example, some mosquitoes congregate around bodies of water, while others prefer wooded areas. Certain species have developed behaviors to avoid predators, such as flying backwards when approached from behind. Even the way they lay their eggs is a fascinating adaptation. Some lay their eggs on the surface of the water, while others create foam nests to protect their eggs from predators. And let's not forget about their incredible sense of smell. Male mosquitoes have adapted to detect the scent of flowers from miles away, ensuring that they can find nectar to feed on. But what exactly do mosquitoes eat? It turns out that not all mosquitoes feed on blood. In fact, only female mosquitoes need blood to produce eggs. Male mosquitoes typically feed on plant nectar and fruit juices, while females may also consume these sources of sugar. However, some species of mosquitoes have evolved to feed on the blood of mammals, birds, and reptiles. These mosquitoes often target humans and other animals that are warm-blooded and have a lot of iron in their blood, which is essential for producing eggs. You may be wondering how mosquitoes find their victims in the dark. It turns out that they rely on a combination of senses to locate their targets. Mosquitoes can detect carbon dioxide and lactic acid in human skin, which helps them find their hosts even in the dark. They also have a keen sense of smell and can detect the scent of certain body odors that humans produce. Once they've located a potential host, mosquitoes will land on the person and use their proboscis to test different areas of skin, until they find a suitable spot to feed. Now let's move on to another common question. Why do mosquitoes prefer some people over others? It turns out that several factors influence whether or not a mosquito will bite a particular person. One of the main factors is body odor. Mosquitoes are attracted to certain chemicals that are produced by the skin. These chemicals vary from person to person, and some people produce more of them than others. As a result, some people are more attractive to mosquitoes than others. Another factor is body temperature. Mosquitoes are attracted to heat, and people with higher body temperatures are more likely to be bitten. Finally, blood type may play a role in whether or not someone is bitten by mosquitoes. Some studies have suggested that mosquitoes prefer the blood of people with type O negative blood, but this is still up for debate. But why do mosquitoes only bite humans? Turns out that mosquitoes don't just stick to biting humans. They also bite other animals, including birds, reptiles, and mammals. However, mosquitoes are attracted to certain chemicals that are produced by the skin of humans and other primates. This is why it seems like mosquitoes are always buzzing around you when you're outside. They're searching for a meal and you happen to smell like food to them. If you thought mosquitoes were only found in tropical climates, think again. These pesky insects can be found all over the world, except for Antarctica. In the United States alone, there are over 175 species of mosquitoes, and they can be found throughout the country, including Alaska and Hawaii. Mosquitoes are also found in Europe, Asia, Africa, and Australia. No matter where you live, there's a good chance that you'll encounter these bloodsuckers at some point. You might be surprised to learn that mosquitoes aren't actually insects, but rather belong to a group called Diptera, which means two-winged. This means that mosquitoes are related to other insects like flies and ants, but they are not true insects. Despite this, they have the typical insect body plan with 3 segments: a head, thorax, and abdomen, as well as 6 legs and 2 pairs of wings. One of the most interesting facts about mosquitoes is that they can carry and transmit diseases to humans and other animals. Malaria is a mosquito-borne disease that is caused by a parasite called Plasmodium. This parasite is transmitted to humans through the bite of an infected mosquito and can cause symptoms like a fever, chills, headache, and vomiting. In severe cases, malaria can lead to organ failure and death. Another mosquito-borne disease is Zika virus, which is transmitted by Aedes mosquitoes. Zika virus can cause mild symptoms like fever, rash, and joint pain, but it can also cause serious complications like microcephaly in newborns. Fortunately, there are vaccines available for some of these diseases, like yellow fever and Japanese encephalitis. So there you have it, a comprehensive guide to one of the most feared creatures on the planet, the mosquito. We hope you learned something new about these pesky insects and can now appreciate the challenges they pose to humans. Remember, while they can be a nuisance, they are also an important part of our ecosystem. So next time you feel like swatting at a mosquito, remember, it is just trying to survive like the rest of us. And did you know that mosquitoes aren't the only animals that are dangerous to humans? Click here to watch another video about the most venomous snake in the world. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode of Animal Logic. Thanks for watching.